Oh man, what is up, you guys? Thank you for clicking on this video. So as you can tell by the title, MCM London reveals have just happened at the time of this recording, and these are panel images from various TFW board members and YouTuber Toys R Us. So shout out to everybody involved here who provided us these crispy images. So let's get right down to it. So first up here, we have the Timelines Bumblebee and Megatron 2-pack, continuing with that Japanese and, that whole Feudal Japan motif. You got the packaging there, which is pretty sick as always. And then we have Bumblebee and Megatron themselves. And these designs are sick, man. I don't know what Bumblebee turns into. Is that like some sort of flying squirrel of some sort of bird maybe? I don't know. But then you got Megatron as a boar, which is absolutely badass. Like, I don't know if there's some cyber world synergy going on here, because Megatron, you got what is it, Mega Bull or something like that in Cyberverse, right? Or not Cyberverse, Cyber World right now. So maybe they're trying to match up some things, but either way, these are some great looking designs. Again, this is another pack that I'm looking into getting at some point next year whenever these come out, because these designs are looking pretty sick. You know, this is something that I've been asking for Transformers in the franchise for multiple years now. You know, something I've been craving for the last 5 to 10 years, and you know, this is kind of scratching that itch from Hasbro here. So I'm really digging this 2-pack. Bumblebee's got a couple swords, it looks like. He's got, what looks to be a katana and one of those dagger sort of things. And then Megatron, he's just got his classic arm cannon. But the arm cannon has these spikes on it, which give it a very menacing look, to say the least. So that's pretty sick. All in all, like, this is a solid looking 2-pack. The redesigns of these characters are sick. The ult modes that they chose make sense and look badass. So yeah, this is a dunk to me. I probably will be getting this next year. And in other news, we have a gray model prototype shown off for Onslaught. Now, this is the Commander class, or one of the Commander class figures for Age of the Primes next year. And this guy is looking pretty cool. Let's tackle, I guess, the vehicle mode first. So he could split apart. You got the trailer and the truck itself, which is very reminiscent of Motormaster and Optimus and stuff, which I really like that feature. That is actually pretty cool. You know, one of the leader Decepticon teams in G1, it would make sense that he would be a truck that has a trailer and stuff like Optimus and Motormaster. So that's really cool. And then it could store other Combaticons. You know, they're showing it off with Brawl and Blast Off there. So this is that Vortex? Oh my god, I'm getting the names mixed up. No, I'm not a fake fan. It's just early in the morning, and I just woke up like 30 minutes ago. Cut me some slack, please. Cut me some slack in the comments, guys. But yeah, you could store some other Combaticons in truck mode with the trailer, so that's cool. You get some comparisons here in robot mode between Brawl and Blast. I'm not even gonna try. And then Thundercracker there too. He's around Voyager class size, it looks like, which I don't know how that's gonna go over with people. You know, we're paying $100 for this now. And yeah, the robot himself for Onslaught is pretty small for $100 Commander class. Yeah, I'm not really digging that. I don't really see the value there with Onslaught's size. I think this is cartoon accurate in terms of the scaling. I could be wrong, but the size works. It's just that this is a Commander class figure. I get it. He's got extra engineering for the combined mode, and he's got the trailer and stuff, but the figure itself seems very light. And he's got the circle jerk jack-off hands. He doesn't have any hand articulation. Like, ironically, they compare him next to the 86 Optimus and Soundwave, and both of those figures have hand articulation, and they're cheaper than what this Onslaught is going to be. Optimus was $90, before the price increase of $100 for Commander class, and Soundwave is a $60 leader, and they both have a hand articulation, but Onslaught doesn't. I'm sort of questioning things here a little bit. I was kind of expecting him to have that, considering the figure is going to be smaller, and Onslaught isn't that complex of a character to make. And we have him compared next to the Combiner Wars figure, and he's smaller than that even. A $25 Voyager class from 2016 is bigger than a $100 Commander class figure. Go figure. No pun intended. That was actually pretty bad. But yeah, this is kind of shocking. I was expecting him to be at least the same size as the Combiner Wars Voyager, but I don't know, man. I guess scaling has shrunk here, and things have changed. Honestly, when I'm looking at things side to side in terms of the design, I don't want anybody to kill me in the comments, but like the Combiner Wars design looks a bit cooler to me. And I know for sure I'm not going to be the only one in the fandom saying this. Like, the arms just look a bit too chunky and stubby on the Commander class. The back cannon piece just looks a bit boring. The Combiner Wars cannon back piece is a bit more pronounced and just bigger and kind of more menacing and just badass looking. The extra sculpted details really bring out the character's design. I like the big shoulder pylons. I'm kind of a sucker for that stuff, so that really catches my eye. I don't know, I'm kind of digging the Combiner Wars design a bit better. Now, in terms of the figure itself, it's obvious that the Commander Class one is probably going to be a bit better of a figure, but just in terms of looks and the character designs that they chose, the Combiner Wars one just looks a bit cooler to me. I'm sorry, I'm just being honest here. I'm not going to give you guys fake opinions. The truck mode looks cool, attached and everything. You get a base mode with this guy, which, it's like every other base mode with these Combiner Leader G1 Commander class figures. It's really kind of just tacked on and an afterthought, just something extra to make it seem like you're really getting your money's worth out of the $100, but really it's just a boring, cheap-looking base mode. Nothing really too interesting there. Seeing him next to the other characters and his other Combaticon brethren, he does look cool. He does fit in. It's that modern generation's G1 aesthetic. It's not my favorite thing in the world. I think some characters do it better than others nowadays, but it's a decent release. It looks like no 86 Commander Optimus, but he does look pretty decent for what they're going for. I don't think this figure looks completely terrible. It's just some things with the design and what they chose to do, especially with the robot mode and no hand articulation, the proportions, just the overall design itself. For me personally, I just don't really connect with, especially if you're paying over $100 after tax and shipping for this thing. Yeah, I'm gonna sit this one out. I'm definitely sticking to some sort of a third-party Bruticus. Definitely gonna be completing that Mastermind Creations RAD 2001 Ruination. So yeah, I'm gonna be sitting these out for the Combaticons here. I don't really care about what they did with the designs. It's just not my thing. But the Timelines 2-pack, I'm in for that. That looks absolutely great. In Onslaught, he looks decent, but again, not my thing. But yeah, guys, let me know down below what y'all think about these reveals for MCM London. There should be more official images coming out at some point soon, so I may do a video on that, so look out for that, and I'll do videos on TFCon and whatever other updates that come out this weekend. And yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Catch y'all in the next one. Bye!